boundary riders to help us out on with insights of what was said in the huddles, but the umpire's ready to go, so Furniture Gully have had to get in place as quick as they can, and it's ball up in the middle of Tormore Reserve. Morrison, he's not much of a jumper as Henderson comes into him, but he holds his ground and wins the tap, and he comes in and butters up at ground level. Considering he probably doesn't get off the ground that much, he's ready for the second go at it, isn't he?
He certainly is. Contrasting ruck styles, you would have to say. Yeah,
exactly. That's true. So Morrison makes Henderson stand up with him. So he does win that tap. But it's going to be Boronia potentially picking it up in the centre. Bolton runs over the ball, and as soon as he grabs it, he actually becomes the tackler because he allows the one trailing him in Morrison again to come in, and he took the ball underneath the runner, and it's Boronia got the advantage out of that call. No one knew, so Boronia will dash through Hannon into centre forward, but the kick was a bit of a grubber and it allows Arms to just butter up, and he gets it out wide through Morrison again on the outer halfback flank. He's having a great game, and the spearing pass just to the bounce doesn't find the teammate, and Furniture Gully, now it's Morrison actually at halfback on the bounce. He's going to be used again as the hand pass comes back to him. He has time to spot up the running option, and he finds Kennedy. Kennedy with the headband. Keeps the hair out of his eyes as he reels onto his right. Goes long into full forward. Boyle nearly had the big grab, but it just spilt out as the pack came with him to take the mark. The clearing kick might not clear the... As Godfrey comes over the tap, he knocks it down. He's got a teammate there to rove it in Kavara, and Kavara finds someone in the pocket in Boyle. So Boyle looking for his fourth. He's going to have a set shot from the pocket.
Definite free kick there. Bear just got clobbered in the back.
Play on.
So it's a big opportunity for the scores to change again with a 3-point lead for Boronia. If this goes through the middle, it'll be a 3-point lead to Furniture Gully. From a very acute angle, we might get the Oracle to try to predict this, Brett Feston. Will he get his fourth?
I'm not saying. I don't know.
And he's pulled, and he just about from 20 might have missed everything. He has. The boundary umpire overruled the goal umpire and said that was out on the full. So that is a bad miss for Boyle. He's had 3 goals and 1 out on the full.
Look what happens when you don't back him in, Brett.
It's crossed down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, you mentioned that before that Furniture Gully were pretty late out of their huddle there, but it was mainly positive. They were really happy with the pressure. That's how they're creating their scoring opportunities, and that's how they'll look to continue to play the game.
So Boronia to bring the ball back in, standing strong there. Rutherford took the mark. Little handball over the top. Picked up there by Crow for Furniture Gully. Sends the ball very deep. A big pack flies at the fall of the ball. What can they do? Kavara was heavily met and then hit the post as well.
Bolton.
Well, but just Bolton came charging through, but in the end it's one behind, and it goes the way of Furniture Gully. Their first
Have a look
of
at
the
this.
afternoon.
On the backside.
21 plays 19.
Just on his tailbone, I think, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think he was, but it's a nasty place to get a knock, isn't it? As we've all been sort of belted there at some stage.
Number 24 for Boronia.
You must have had strict
Damo
parents.
and Tim, please let us know that one.
Good on you, Kev.
Kick comes in now. It's a neat one too. So the Hawks looking just to set themselves up through the middle of the ground. This is actually looking promising now for them. The kick goes up towards the half-forward line. Streaming out in front and taking a strong mark there was Patterson. Swings around on the right boot, goes inside forward 50, but to no avail. Nicely chopped up there by Michael Topu. Swings around on the right boot, goes out wide. That was okay. Finds Elms, the disciple, on the right boot now. That was a short pass, and he hit up his target nicely. So they'll try and create probably the switch once again here to the Eagles. Still in their defensive arc. Didnado, short passes on, that's okay. Halo on the right boot now. They're spotting up the targets.
A lot of play down that far wing there. The Furniture Gully boys have been very keen playing it down that far flank.
Jesse Smythe on the right boot, just pops it up in the end. And it was a good kick too, and equal to the challenge there was Simon Godfrey. You heard him talked about on pre-match today. Short passes on. He's Noops on the right boot, kicks the ball inside forward, 50, a great stretch and mark there by Lachlan Kennedy. He might be a little bit too far out to score, so he's going to kick it to the hot spot. Morrison's there, a big fly over the back there by Hannon, couldn't quite pull the mark in, quickly trapped. Lee Boyle's strong tackle there on number 24, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. This is the second time I've asked. as the umpire was going to bounce the ball 15 metres out from goal.
Get Tim onto that.
Straight into the arms there of Ricky Aitken. Legend. The umpire will bounce it again. So 2 points is the margin. It's deep in the Ferntree Gully forward line, going towards the boundary line. Burgess was there, the big man loping after it.
Another head out for Henderson.
Boundary line beats all players, and we'll have a throw in.
Got some Division 4 scores. BWS.
Score centre with Barry Cotts.
Very quickly, Forest Hill 6-2-38 to Coldstream 2-4-16. Donvale 10-5-65 to Nunawading, 1 behind 1 point. Kilsyth 1-5-11 trailing Whitehorse Pioneers 3-5-23. Glen Waverley 6-8-44 to Sylvan, 1 behind at 1 point.
Well, Waverley.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise.
Oh, not really.
Well, not so much in the just the margin.
Yeah.
Nick Noops comes in and leads over the ball and puts it straight over the goal umpire's head. Ferntree Gully regain the lead out here at Tormore Reserve. 6 minutes into this second term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 4-1-25 plays 3-3-21.
I really like the way Noops goes about his football. Really versatile, athletic player that, you know, he's hard to stop in the air, but also he's got a fair bit of pace. So good to see him hit the scoreboard and kick a goal for Ferntree Gully.
So the ball's back in the middle of Boronia's Tormore Reserve. It's the visitors leading by 4 points. Ferntree Gully 4-1-25, big tackle in from the Eagles, dispossessing, and Cavaro pick it up, but he wasn't any advantage paid for the tackle, and Cox has to share it out wide, and he finds Morrison right on the boundary line, centre wing. He gets onto his right, comes back into the corridor to centre forward, leading option, crash as they come from both ways. Right was the one for Boronia coming with the fly to the ball. He brings it to ground, but it's Ferntree Gully who've claimed possession at centre forward. Now at the back of the pack, Elms goes and finds out wide on the right flank, another pass. So Ferntree Gully doing well at half forward. Load up to long they go. It just goes over Kennedy's head at the back of the pack. It's all Boronia. Smothered kick at full back. It might be a big opportunity off the ground, and it's a goal to Ferntree Gully. Kavar in the right spot as the smother from the teammate in the goal square was a goal clincher. So I'm just going to see the replay for this big smother. Well done there by McAleese, and at ground level, Kavar is there to pick up the scraps and kick the goal. Ferntree Gully 5-1-31, 10-point lead over Boronia, 3-3-21.
Not much they could do about that. Boronia, it was just one of those things, although the defender's probably a little bit reactive when the ball went to ground, and Johnny on the spot, good goal by Cavara.
I know I earlier said about Morrison not getting off the ground, but he's been very, very important at grounds level, and certainly probably getting the better of Henderson in relation to that so far.
Good start to the second term here by the Eagles. Henderson got the knockdown, quickly met there by Gray. Slams it on his boot up towards centre half forward. Can they get 3 in a row? Using his body nicely. There was Russo. Got the handball back. Streaming forward and dropped it at the crucial stage was Gray. The umpire said play on there. Little handball out there by Kennedy. His teammate was under a lot of pressure. It was met very, very heavily. And the umpire has paid a free kick.
What for?
Too high.
Oh, yeah.
Nearly
Roundhouse.
got his absolute head knocked off.
That's okay, I didn't see it. That's why I was asking what for.
The replay was
the
right
Harry
on that.
Burgess
Perfect.
tackle met very heavily. As the kick goes in towards the forward pocket. Nice little knock away, but nicely trapped there by Kennedy. He might have a ping from the impossible, but it was touched off the boot and went out of bounds. So right forward pocket here for Ferntree Gully, leading this game by 10 points. 9 minutes in to this second term.
Geez, haven't we seen a change in momentum in this quarter? It was so tight at quarter time, but it's been all Ferntree Gully in this second quarter.
Maybe Boronia needed to spend a bit longer at quarter time, reiterating the message a couple of times.
Hannon went up against Noops. Hannon got the knockdown close towards the boundary line, seen over by Jared Rutherford, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
The small forwards at Ferntree Gully have really livened up in this quarter too.
Still haven't seen a lot of Jess Bolton either. He needs to get himself into this game. Such an important player for Boronia.
Hannon got the knockdown that time. Burgess was there, got dispossessed of the football, but got it away. The umpire said everything was legal. We'll have a ball up. Still about 30 metres out from the Ferntree Gully goal line. They've kicked the last 2. Umpire to start the game once again. Ruxco had a lot of players around this. Rutherford was there to mop up, tried to get the handball away to no avail. Wright was there, but dispossessed of that one. And over she goes for a boundary throwing. A few stoppages in the last couple of moments here.
I think the stoppages suit the Ferntree Gully game plan too. I think it suits their style of play and the type of team that they've got, as opposed to Boronia as well. So the tighter the contest, I think the better Ferntree Gully.
Boronia, I think they like to play a bit more open. You did right,
Jess Bolton in underneath there. Fresh air shot by Luke Hannon, like Gav Casey at Cape Shank last week. So it comes out now. It'll be a free kick away of Russo for the Ferntree Gully Eagles. And a 15-metre penalty as well. So I'm not too sure what that was for. Maybe potentially a little bit of back chat.
A bit of lip, I'd say, just looking at it.
I'm lucky I don't play football. I would give so many of those away.
Michael Russo. But you'd almost pencil it down from here. Comes in and puts it to the left-hand side.
What were we going to pencil in?
The umpire was standing straight. It looked like it was gun barrel straight, but it was because the umpire was standing next to the post.
Don't blame the umpire, BWS. You call that.
Never blame the umpire. Just trying to paint the picture, as the tennis committee would say. Bendigo Bank scoreboard 32 plays 21. Got Tom Dodd wearing the number 24 for Boronia. Mark that down, everyone. Thank you very much, Damien Watson. As the ball comes out now, right in front of us here on the broadcast position. Morrison almost gave away a high tackle, but the umpire said play on Blizzards. Little handball backwards to go forwards now. The kick on the left boot this time by Jacob Crow up towards the half-forward line. Oh, almost pulling it in there was Boyle. It was almost impossible. It bounced off his chest in the end. Now Boronia had the spoils up towards the wing position. Standing strong that time was Farrell. Couldn't quite take the mark, but they do have the numbers at the fall. The ball do the Eagles this way, that way. Well done by Urin in the long sleeves today. Squeezed to kick off the side of his boot. He certainly didn't mean that, but it's effective anyway. As Gray now up towards the half-forward line. A big stretch and probably should have taken the mark there was Noops, but he goes after it. Again, good second effort, looking for the handball back towards the Russo direction. He gets to the football just in the nick of time, goes after it again. A strong tackle over the top by Ryan White, brings the ball to ground. We'll have a bounce 60 metres out from the Ferntree Gully goal line.
Noop should have done better there. He really should have taken that mark.
So it's a ball up 60 metres from the goals of Ferntree Gully.
That's
Boronia
a throw nearly.
Use the one back out of the pack. Now they try to go through the middle. Rapisado, nice tap on. It worked beautifully out to his teammate in Allen. So they'll go the outer wing. Will Boronia running it through the width of the ground for White. Gets it long, spilt mark, and it's a contest for the ball close to the line. Ferntree Gully might hold up at half back, and doing nicely is Di Donato running through the pack, picks it up, claims it, gets it back to a teammate who's under a bit of pressure, but took enough time just to get it backwards to a free man. Go across ground, very dangerous, is coming with the fly to it. Patterson knocks it to ground. It's got support from Wright, but the boundary beats them over, and that was a dangerous switch.
Sorry, that was a really poor option. I think it was Morrison with the kick straight across the face of goals. That's not what you want to be doing in that situation.
So Patterson, who's kicked 7 goals in their round 1 encounter, and has kicked 15 in his last 5 games, so he's on a bit of a hot patch. Haven't seen much of him yet. Out of the packet flies with Henderson, getting a quick kick and a mark taken. Rapisado was just in the right spot, 20 metres out. Just took a low chest mark as he bent down to take it.
Duh. Not duh.
Oh.
He's not a magician, Gav. The great
Yes.
Rapisado.
Yes. Very good. Well, if he pulls a rabbit out of his hat, it will be 6 points. So it's Rapisada. Brendan, who's magically deleted the A in Brendan and put an E there.
He has.
Now we're just making nonsense up. So Brendan Rapisada is going to kick from... Oh, well, he's missed it from 20 metres out. Pulled it to the left. And he's totally disgusted with himself, and a missed opportunity for Boronia. 3-4-22. They trail by 10 points.
Needs to get his magic wand out there, Gav, perhaps.
Get him off.
He feels like he wants to disappear now.
So it'll be Jacob Crow to bring the ball back in for Ferntree Gully. Just hand signals electing he wants to go to the grandstand side. He's going to play to himself and then doubled back and then kicks it out towards the Morrison direction, and Big Billy goes up and takes a strong chest mark.
That looked like a barrel, was it? Big barrel.
Kick goes out towards the wing position now. Standing strong there, Kieran Gray takes the mark. So 2 kicks have made them travel about 80 metres here. This is a good setup so far. Short passes on. Here's Kennedy. This is looking promising. The kick goes up towards a half-forward line. Oh, ripping in a cracker. He's just all over it at the moment, Lee Boyle. End-to-end football at its best from Ferntree Gully. And he'll go back, the big man, and have a ping for his 4th on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard as we cross down boundary side.
Saw end-to-end play there. There's 2 contrasting zone defences really from the kick-outs. Ferntree Gully electing to go really with a full 18-man zone, but Boronia we saw there going man-on-man, and Ferntree Gully able to clear it and go end-to-end.
Well, he kicked 3 straight. He shanked one. Now he's got his kicky boot back on. Does he know? He pushes it to the right-hand side. So he's all over the goal face at the moment, isn't he, Lee Boyle? 3 goals today. Ferntree Gully on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They're still sitting on 5-3-33. A handy 11-point lead over Boronia, 3-4-22.
Coast-to-coast point there for Ferntree Gully. As the kick out for Boronia doesn't quite clear the 50 at ground level. McAlpin was swamped, and here Ferntree Gully go from the pocket. Flying shot from Noops. Goes right through the middle, and Ferntree Gully stretch out to a bit of a lead. It's 2 for Noops, and it's 6 for Ferntree Gully. 6 goals, 3-39. Boronia, 3-4-22. They didn't clear the 50 with the kick out, and in the pocket, Noops was on the spot.
Yeah, just some really good, again, forward line pressure, and those medium, small forwards really applying that pressure, and I suppose just getting free a little bit. Even Lachlan Kennedy up on the wing before delivered that ball to Boyle. Yeah, got the right name. Didn't kick it, but then yeah, with Noops getting that goal, probably made up for the one he didn't take earlier. So looking quite good up forward, Ferntree Gully at the moment.
So ball back in the middle again. Rucks will go at it. Morrison got the handball out. That was okay. Barton Smith, the hyphen, got the looping handball into the middle of the ground. Where tackling it was Sam Goodman, who was tackled himself there by Bolton, and will have a bounce. Moving towards the half-forward line for Ferntree Gully. 17-point lead they have. A very handy one as well, away from home, and a free kick in the ruck contest goes to Billy Morrison. Kick towards the half-forward line, just popped it out in front, and that's the way you want it to go as well. And well, Lee Boyle, he just keeps leading and he just keeps marking. He's unstoppable at the moment.
They're just getting found out really badly, this Boronia defence. They just did all 6s and 7s. I'm not sure he's playing on Boyle. I think Rutherford's been, yeah, Rutherford's on him, and I think they're going to have to look at making a change there because he's just not doing a job.
Well, he loved the other end of the ground. He's had out of bounds and a point so far this quarter. Which way will this one go? This time it's to the left-hand side. So he's had an out of bounds on the left, a point on the right and a point on the left. But he's absolutely dominating and really enjoying his attack on the football leading out from full forward today.
Keeping them in the game, though, with his inaccurate kicking, because if he kicked even 2 of those, this game would be, well, they're suddenly about to 30 points.
It's almost kicked their whole score.
Big fly from Hannon. Josh couldn't bring it down, so his brother will help him out. Luke at ground level. He has to barge through tackles. Rutherford try to get through tackles, and Ferntree Gully again keep it in the zone from the kick out.
Their forward pressure is just really outstanding at the moment from these kick-ins.
So it's a ball up, 50-metre arc, half forward as Morrison takes control, taps it to a teammate, and then it comes out to him. Rolled out, and as he bent over, he got knocked over from front on, and it was a head-high tackle. And Morrison fights his way to get his feet back up. Hands it to the runner, and the kick goes long from Crow. Crow to the goal square, flyers for it. No rover for Ferntree Gully. It's Boronia who rush it, and they'll concede a point, and it's a 19-point lead to Ferntree Gully. They're on a bit of a run. 19 minutes, second term.
Is that about fights his way, Gav? I think it was a bit of an elbow. He's probably a bit lucky there.
So back pocket now, kick squeezed out. Oh, big fly there by Nick Halo. He couldn't pull it in with the one arm. He had a big stretch at it. The kick was intended for Luke Hannon for Boronia. We'll have a bounce right in front of the barbecue here, right in front of the beer tent. Certainly get our scores on the huddle for how good the burger was from Boronia next Friday afternoon.
It's up there apparently.
I'll phone mine through.
I missed the show last night. How was Blackburn? How did we rate them?
Gav can give the one next week.
All right.
Yeah, Blackburn's was very good last week.
If you want to phone one through, you can.
Apparently,
it'll have to just be divided by 2.
Mystery judge, but it got a 10 apparently, Blackburns.
It was right there on the left boot. Going forward there was Russo up to the forward pocket. Good spoil there by Tom Dodd.
You can't have a 10.
Behind.
There's no such thing.
Well, if it's between 1 and 10, the stats would say that 10 is available, Alana.
There's never a perfect anything. There's always room for improvement.
It was perfect.
I must say the sauce was very good.
It was perfect.
I got half of it all over myself, so I should know.
It was perfect.
Finally, Boronia mark a kick out, and now they're going to dash their way out of defence. Can Bolton drive it from half back to half forward? It's opened up for them, and the mark to take it to Fairchild. Open goal coming up. If it just gets to Hannon on the full, he gets it on the bounce, runs into an open goal, and that's coast-to-coast footy at its best. Well done, Boronia, from the kick out. That's 2 to Hannon. It's Josh Hannon kicking his second, 1 in each term, and they close the gap to 14 points.
And what was the key factor in that build-up, boys? Jess Bolton. He's been very, very quiet and not getting that run-off half-back. But he finally got some run-off half-back and back. Look what's happened.
It's amazing what happens when you go straight down the guts, isn't it, as well? It's the closest way home, and that's exactly what they did.
And they cleared the zone defence, didn't they, Alana?
I was about to say that. You just stole my words, Gav. No, beautifully done. It was exactly right. You just hope that Ferntree Gully aren't going to lose their legs from here on in, being that it is such a big ground, and Boronia are accustomed to that and that running game. So it'll be interesting. I reckon they need to put a few goals on before half-time to really build that lead and try and hold on.
Well, they currently lead by 14 points. They'll take every lead that is putting them in front at the moment. 21 points into this second term. The ball's been thrown in. Ball up, I should say. A little duck and weave, but a free kick has been paid to the Eagles. It goes the way of Halo. Umpire might bring it back. He wanted to go on with it, but
when he stepped sideways from his free kick, he wasn't behind the mark.
Short passes on. Mark's been taken by Andrew Cavara. Kick goes out wide, looking for Morrison. He was almost held without the football, tried to pull it in with the one arm over. Running it there was Robertson, got the handball away. That was okay there by Wright. Ducked and weave, got the handball over the top. Here's Henderson now, linking up well on the boundary line. And putting themselves under pressure. Fairchild just absolutely crunched in a tackle by Brendan Blizzard. That's what we like to see at the local footy. And fantastic stuff. It was all fair, and the umpire will bounce it just inside the boundary line. True centre wing position, grandstand side, Tormore reserve. It might have heated up just a little bit here as the ball comes out. Here's Halo, got the handball backwards. They're using the boundary line here up towards the half forward line or thereabouts over the back there. McAlpine did well there for Boronia, but fumbled at the crucial stage. Cavara's right on his hammer. Will the ball stay alive? It looks like the players are searching for the paint, and the umpire sticks his finger up in the air and says, "Give it to me, boys. We'll throw this one back in."
How good was that? And we could even hear it from those mics. Oh, that is exactly what needs to happen. More of that.
Half forward line now for Ferntree Gully, leading this game by 14 points. At the stoppage, Boronia had the numbers to kick up towards the wing position where big Billy Morrison takes a strong mark for the Eagles. He wants to go into the middle of the ground. That was centimetre perfect. Gray now swings around on the right. A good kick inside forward 50. Just couldn't reach the target. So the Hawks have the numbers to mop up. That was okay. The handball from Burgess over the back. Got it away to Hannon. They link up out wide using the far side through Tom Dodd. On the right boot up towards the wing. Knocked away that time there by Hannon. The Eagles have the numbers here now. Here's Gray. Just couldn't quite trap the football. Nathan Watson was in there. That was fantastic play. Good umpiring as well. Just letting the ball go. Wright picks it up. Kicks an absolute skyscraper inside forward 50. Getting a handy handle on it there for Boronia. Little kick by Garrity into the full pocket. He'll want it to go over. Morrison's there. Morrison was happy to give it a one behind. He gifted them a point in that instance and reduces the margin back to 13 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 24 minutes into this second term, and it's the Gully leading 6-6-42 to 4-5-29.
Boys, I've just noticed there's a number 6 out there for Boronia. Does anyone know who that is?
Fairchild.
Kicked the first goal of the game, a.k.a. Goodman. Godfrey, I should say.
Yeah, even you get it wrong again. That's twice. It's Ferntree Gully trying to clear their lines as they go from the full back to them now outer wing, and they've got a mark uncontested. So inboard, the kick goes towards Cox. On the bounce, he picks it up, hands it off to a runner, and on the outer side here, Ferntree Gully, big lead, Boyle again. And he's going for 4. Surely he's had enough practice to get this one through the middle.
You'd think so. How exciting is watching a really good full forward play and have a really great game like
He's
he did
just
today?
finding space and they're hitting him as well. And like he's taken some pack marks also. He's tearing this game apart at the moment. If he could have 6 goals already because he's missed 3 already this term. Hopefully he can put this one through for his 4th.
From 40 odd metres, slide angle to floater, doesn't get the journey, but it's a mark in the goal square to Ferntree Gully, and Russo was the man on the spot, only one probably watching it, because everyone is expecting it to go over their heads in the goal square, and it floats its way to the front of the goal square, and Russo uncontested, marks, then goals. 7-6 Ferntree Gully, 48. Russo's first, Boronia 4-5-29. It's a 19-point lead.
Let's cross down boundary side.
Yeah, it might have been lucky there with a bit of a shank off the boot and just being in the right spot, but it's really what their coach Peter Farrell wanted from their forwards, just to be in front. For them quick kicks coming out of the middle, if you're in front, that's the best way you're going to get the ball, isn't it?
Great to have Tim Fitzsimons on board with the EFL media team in season 2017, riding the boundary line with the dulcet tones of Damien Watson this afternoon, our game day host. As the ball comes back into the middle here.
Morrison's having a bit of a spell on the bench right now, so it'll be interesting
he's
to see
covered
who
so
takes
much.
the ruck.
Yeah, covered so much ground though, hasn't he, Alana? He must be tired.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It'll just be interesting to see how the next few minutes goes, though.
Pye throws it up now. Elms got the knockdown. They might get the clearance. Here's Elms again, the disciple on his right boot. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. A big fly that time there by Noops. Couldn't pull it down on the second bite, but Dodd was there to mop up for Boronia. Switch the kick out wide to right. That was clever. Had enough curl on it, and right takes the mark. Short passes on, that's okay. The mark's been taken by Nathan Allen, who copped one from Gray for his troubles. Nathan Allen been relatively quiet so far in this game. Needs to get alive, and McAlpine takes the mark. Just outside the centre square, grandstand side, goes back towards the right direction. Ball knocked away from him. Hannon was in there. Was he held without the football? He was.
Lucky.
The umpire saw that one. It was right there.
It was a turnover otherwise, wasn't it, BWS?
Certainly was, and it was an absolute shocking kick into the middle of the ground. They're putting themselves under a lot of pressure. Once again, Hannon just banged it on his boot. It was a worm burner up to centre half forward, but a big fly there by Collins. That was a good mark. He'll wind around on the left. He's a little bit indecisive. He's going to kick it to the forward pocket. There's about 4 Ferntree Gully players there just to mop up. Nicely done there by Goodman. It got the handball back and got it back again, and now it's in the arms there of Crow on the left boot. Out of that danger zone, switch it out wide. Gray, hasn't he had a fair bit of the football in this first half?
He's had an absolutely sensational second quarter.
Kieran Gray, the hipster, gets the short pass on to Jacob Farrell. He'll go back to Gray. No, he won't. He'll go back to Blizzard on the left boot. Over the top to Elms. Takes the mark now. He's had a bit of the football too.
I was just going to say, Elms has played well.
Yeah, just rucking now.
Back again, he goes to Blizzard. Brendan with an E, switches the play out wide. And on the right boot, here's Michael Top. On the right boot, just short passes on, that's okay. The hyphen, Barton Smith. Sold a little bit of candy and ran it down the wing position, bouncing football. He was looking there for Nick Noops, who's kicked 2 goals in his first half. Good play just to keep the ball alive there. And a strong tackle over the back there by Ryan White for Boronia just to hold the ball up, and we'll have a bounce. Half forward line almost now for the Ferntree Gully Football Club.
And this is where Boronia have absolutely capitulated.
But thankfully for them, it's half time before Ferntree Gully go inside 50 again. Ferntree Gully leading by 19 points at half time, 7-6-48. They trailed by 3 points at quarter time, now by 19 over Boronia, who are 4-5-29.
Great game out here at Tormore Reserve. Division 3 at its best today. 2 potential finalists going at it. Ferntree Gully lead Boronia at half time. The major goal kickers on the ground. Lee Boyle has 3.